Imagine praying for something every single day for 12 years. 12 years of hope, disappointment, tears, and unwavering faith. This is the extraordinary story of a woman whose deepest desire seemed impossible, yet her persistence would ultimately lead to one of the most beautiful miracles you'll ever hear. In a small town where everyone knew everyone's business, Sarah faced the whispers, the pitying looks, and the well-meaning advice that cut deeper than silence. Her empty arms ached for what seemed like an impossible dream. But what happened after 12 years of faithful prayer would not only change her life forever, it would restore your faith in the power of persistence and divine timing. Today, we're diving into a story that will challenge everything you think you know about answered prayers, perfect timing, and the incredible strength of the human spirit. Get ready for a journey that will leave you speechless. Sarah's story began like many others, with excitement, hope, and the natural expectation that starting a family would be straightforward. She and her husband had planned everything perfectly. They had stable jobs, a loving relationship, and a deep desire to become parents. But month after month, year after year, that pregnancy test remained negative. What started as mild concern gradually transformed into a desperate longing that consumed every aspect of her daily life. Every morning, Sarah would wake up and immediately place her hands on her empty womb, whispering the same prayer she had spoken thousands of times before. She created rituals around her hope, lighting candles, keeping prayer journals, and surrounding herself with positive affirmations. Her faith became both her greatest comfort and her heaviest burden. Friends and family watched as this vibrant woman slowly began to withdraw from social gatherings, baby showers becoming too painful to attend. The doctors couldn't find anything definitively wrong. Test after test came back inconclusive or normal, which somehow made everything worse. At least a diagnosis would have provided answers, a clear path forward. Instead, Sarah lived in medical limbo, trying every treatment, every procedure, every specialist recommendation. The financial strain was overwhelming, but the emotional toll was devastating. Each failed attempt felt like a personal rejection from the universe itself. Perhaps the cruelest part of Sarah's journey was watching everyone around her seemingly effortlessly achieve what she desperately wanted. Her sister announced pregnancies, friends shared ultrasound photos, and social media became a minefield of baby announcements. She learned to smile through the pain, to offer congratulations, while her heart broke a little more each time. The isolation was profound. How do you explain this depth of longing to people who they never experienced it? By year 8, Sarah had reached her breaking point. The constant cycle of hope and disappointment had worn her down to her core. She found herself questioning everything she had ever believed about prayer, about fairness, about whether she was being punished for something unknown. There were nights she couldn't sleep, days she couldn't eat, and moments when giving up seemed like the only sane option. Yet something deep inside refused to let her surrender completely. What saved Sarah during her darkest moments was an unexpected community of women who understood her pain intimately, through support groups and online forums. She discovered she wasn't alone in this journey. These women became her lifeline, celebrating the smallest victories and holding space for the deepest grief. They taught her that her worth wasn't determined by her ability to conceive, that her prayers mattered regardless of the outcome. Around year 10, something profound shifted in Sarah's approach to prayer. Instead of bargaining and pleading, she began expressing gratitude for what she already had. She started volunteering with children, mentoring young mothers, and finding purpose beyond her personal pain. This wasn't giving up on her dream, it was expanding her definition of motherhood and meaning. Paradoxically, as she released her desperate grip on the outcome, she found a peace she hadn't experienced in years. In year 11, Sarah began noticing unusual occurrences that felt significant. She would randomly encounter pregnant women who felt compelled to share their stories with her. Children would approach her in public places, drawn to her gentle energy. Numbers that held special meaning appeared repeatedly in her daily life. While she tried not to read too much into these experiences, they felt like gentle encouragements from the universe, whispers that her story wasn't over yet. On an ordinary Tuesday morning in her 12th year of prayer, Sarah woke up feeling different. Not dramatically different, just ... different. Her usual morning prayer felt more like a conversation than a petition. She found herself thanking God not just for what might come, but for the strength she had developed, the compassion she had learned, and the depth of character this journey had given her. That afternoon, she took a pregnancy test almost as an afterthought, expecting nothing. 2 pink lines changed everything. After 12 years, countless tears, and thousands of prayers, Sarah was finally pregnant. But the miracle was just beginning. Her pregnancy was smooth and healthy, defying every medical prediction. Then came the ultrasound that would shock everyone. She was carrying twins. Not just twins, but triplets. The final count, quintuplets, 5 babies growing strong and healthy inside the woman who had been told repeatedly that natural conception was nearly impossible. Sarah's story isn't just about answered prayers or medical miracles. It's about the transformative power of persistent faith, the strength we discover in our darkest moments, and the beautiful timing of the universe that we rarely understand in the moment. Those 12 years of waiting weren't empty years. They were preparation years, building the emotional, spiritual, and practical foundation needed to raise 5 children simultaneously. Today, Sarah's house is filled with the laughter, chaos, and joy of 5 healthy children who are living proof that some miracles are worth waiting for. Her prayer journal from those 12 years has become a treasure trove of wisdom and faith that she shares with other women walking similar paths. What dreams are you holding onto despite the odds? What prayers are you whispering in your darkest moments? Sarah's story reminds us that our deepest longings have a purpose. Our persistent faith has power, and sometimes the most beautiful gifts come wrapped in packages marked impossible. If this story touched your heart, please share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Hit that like button if you believe in the power of persistent prayer, and subscribe for more incredible stories of faith, hope, and miraculous transformations. What's your own story of answered prayers? Share it in the comments below. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Remember, your story isn't over yet. Keep praying, keep believing, and keep your heart open to miracles.